So, we spoke to Jed Ortmeyer yesterday. He kind of framed you as like one of the leaders of this group here now. You've been around for a while. You've been at development camps. Do you feel like your role has evolved to the point where now you're one of the more established guys here, and does that change the way that you approach this?
I don't think it really changes the way I approach it. I mean, this is my third development camp, I believe, and just going through it a couple of times, you kind of know what to expect. And some of the guys that just got here aren't sure really what to expect, so you can kind of lead them that way. But I mean, just got to go out here, try and get better every day, and I think that's a mentality that everyone's got to have, and just have a good time.
Does the urgency increase for you that you've been here for a few years, and we know you're looking to hopefully crack the NHL lineup soon?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, my goal next year is to make the Rangers. I think it's a big off season for me, and it's going to be a big year next year. And I learned a lot last year just being in Hartford, and just with my little time spent up, just kind of practicing with them, trying to just to see how they are up there, and just how they conduct themselves and how they practice, and watching playoffs. I mean, it's just a different animal, and just having that experience now and getting all that under my belt and knowing a little bit more what to expect next camp, the urgency definitely goes up.
It was your first season in Hartford, right? What was the transition like?
I mean, you're just playing with bigger, faster, stronger players. I learned a lot, especially about my game, just offensively and defensively, and just things I need to improve on. And I worked a lot with the D coach Smitty, and did a lot of video with him throughout the season. And I think I got a lot better on the little details of the offensive side of the game as well as the defensive side.
Could you elaborate on some of the areas that you were pointed out to you to focus on?
Yeah, for sure. Just on the defensive side, positioning, angles, just little things to be more efficient in the D zone and make it easier. And just on the offensive side, just getting shots through, knowing when to jump up and in little pockets, and just simplifying my game as well.
You guys, there's so many defensive prospects. Your draft class had a few of them. There's been a lot in the last few years. What does that do when you're looking around and you know that there's only so many spots and there's a lot of you guys that are trying to get there?
I think that just raises the competition. I mean, we're all competing against each other, and we're all close to each other. We're all buddies, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're all competing for a job.
Did you primarily play with anybody as a partner at Hartford last year, or did it move around a lot?
I moved around a lot. I was with Guittari a lot. To start the year, I was with Schneider. Saw a little bit with Jones, Niels. Kind of went through everyone a little bit.
Have you had much chance to talk to Braden since he got his opportunity up here, and what did you learn from maybe watching him go through that?
Yeah, for sure. I talked with him a little bit when I was black acing, and just I'm pretty close with him, so we talked throughout the year and a little bit this summer, just how the transition was for him and how his game's evolved. And I think just for him, the biggest difference he said was just the flow of the game, just how flowy it is, just how you need to keep the pace of the game going. You can't really slow it down. You gotta make the first play you see, and just kind of play fast.
Just seeing a guy like that get that opportunity, does that add motivation for you?
I think for sure, yeah. I'm happy for him as well, but it also adds motivation. And I mean, just being there in playoffs and watching that atmosphere, I mean, it was crazy. Just what the fans brought to that. I mean, like, I got goosebumps just standing there. I felt like I was a fan. It was crazy.
Do you feel like you're ready to make the jump to the NHL?
I think I'm ready, yeah. There's obviously things I need to work on this summer, but come camp, I mean, it'll be a test for me.
We touched on it a little bit, but the black ace thing, how does that help in your development? You know, like being here and being around these guys, even if you're not playing, how does that help?
Yeah, it helped me a bunch. Either with confidence, just knowing that I can skate and play with some of these guys, but just being around those guys, seeing how they conduct themselves, some of the things they do before games, and just how they are pre-game, post-game, and even during the game, just watching them firsthand.
What's summer look like for you?
For me, I'll be back in Edmonton, just training there, Premier Strength, and I'll come back here for camp.